on.
What an entrance, Jamie. Amazing dancing
Thank
too.
you for joining in with us.
Jamie, you were tremendous.
Ian, sensational.
Who knew that our makeup artists and our floor
Security.
managers and security were such good dancers?
So talented and so bendy.
It's the way you whisk them around the floor.
Do you think? Well, we had a
what it is.
rehearsal earlier today, you and I, and you go up nicely. I like the way you're like made of gossamer.
Oh, well,
Is she-
thank you so much.
tremendous.
I lift from within.
He can make anyone shine, this man. He has that talent. Lovely to see you. How are you doing?
It's so nice. Do you know, great. Absolutely great. It's just, do you know, I love this time of year. Stuff's happening. I love autumn. I know it feels like it's been autumn since March, but get all the gear out. I love a woolly.
Coats come out.
Your guns are out. Look
Yeah.
at you. Someone's been working out.
Ready.
And it's just a great time. And then Strictly started, and it's just, great.
And you've got your new book out.
Got the new
Brand
novel
new
coming
book,
out.
A Dance for the King.
Tomorrow, it's out tomorrow, A Dance for the King. It's gone so well. I'm so pleased with the story. Raymond, if everybody knows some of the other stories, but Raymond is back in the ballroom. He's back from
Africa.
He's been in
isn't
Africa
he?
fighting at Rommel. No, he's come back to the ballroom, but he's come back to the hotel, and there's things going on. So I've always wanted to write a spy novel.
Yes.
And I thought I was writing spy novels in the beginning. Then I got nominated for a Romantic Novel of the Year award, and it turned out that I wasn't writing. I was writing romance.
Was that quite a shock to
It was
you?
a bit of a surprise. I had no idea. But there's espionage in this one. Because
nice.
Raymond's... He's back in the hotel, and the things are going on in the hotel. Meetings and conversations are being had, and upstairs, sort of, the powers that be have said, would you mind keeping an eye on things and keeping an ear to the ground? And also, there's a big performance at the Royal Albert Hall, which means a lot to me, because I've performed at the Royal Albert Hall many, many times over the years.
Is that one of your favourite venues?
Favourite place.
It's an amazing thing,
It's
isn't it?
just tremendous.
But you've never performed for the King.
But I've never performed for the King, and now we've got a new king. And of course, the King was very important during the Second World War, him and his relationship with Winston Churchill. And now we've got a king suddenly, and I just thought it was a lovely sort of synergy there. And so I've always wanted to perform for the King. Maybe one day I will. But so there's a big performance at the Royal Albert Hall for the King, with Raymond trying to save the country as well, really. I mean, it's all going on.
It strikes me that Raymond's a little sort of alter ego of Anton.
Do you think?
It strikes me that
I couldn't possibly say. Artistically, I couldn't possibly say.
But part of you would have quite liked to have been a spy. I can imagine you being a...
I would have been a ridiculous spy. You're supposed to go around and be unnoticed. I'd be like that. Hello, my loves.
He doesn't have time to be a spy. How many tours are you about to... How many tours are you
I'm about to go
embarking
back out on the road again in October.
There's a book tour?
There's a book tour.
Christmas
tour. We've got a Christmas show coming up at Christmas. So during the whole of December, come and see me, Anton, at Christmas. But before that, I'm going out on the road with the two girls and my lovely company. Lance Ellington's joining me. The wonderful Laura Emmett's joining me. Let me tell you about Laura Emmett. She's just come out of Frozen.
Oh.
She's magnificent. She's so brilliant. And she's going to join me for this early part of the show.
This is your show, isn't it? I came to see...
This is the one you came to see in the Palladium.
Stunning. You were at the Palladium.
The Palladium.
Place.
My other favourite place in the world to be. I mean, do you know, I'm so fortunate. I never take anything for granted. And those moments are so special to me.
Pinch me, maybe.
Because the Palladium and the Albert Hall and things like that. And it's just the most... I am the luckiest guy in the world, and I never take it for granted. So I'm eternally grateful for everybody who comes and supports me. So thank you to everybody who comes and the books and enjoys the books and the stories.
Do your family ever see you, though?
Yes, they do.
Because you have children and a long-suffering wife.
My wife is remarkable. She is the greatest person I've ever met in my entire life. And my children are fabulous. Oh, there you are, look. They are wonderful.
Twins.
It's just... And I wrote a children's book, because I had 10 minutes. I wrote a children's book, and I just wanted to write something for my children.
Yeah.
That's basically the premise. I wanted to write a book for my children. So I wrote a children's book based on twins. Again, set during the Second World War, about them being evacuated and people, the images of men walking on the water and the adventure sense of the adventure with that story as well. So, are
they showing any dancing artistic flair?
They are there, and musically as well. They've got a lovely ear for music. They both, they're both sort of trying to learn to play the piano and doing a bit of dancing and stuff. So they're really interested in it all, and they love coming to the theatre. So they love coming to see shows. So they're sort of, they understand the world.
Ingratiated in the world.
Perfect.
OK, Strictly.
Yes, I know. Isn't it marvellous?
Gotta talk about it.
Wasn't it a brilliant start?
I mean, the start of the show was just phenomenal, wasn't it?
It was so good. And there's so many wonderful characters on the show, and the dancing was really quite good. Craig gave something like
was really quite good.
No, because it's week 1. Normally they're awful. I've danced with some who can remember their own name, let alone the steps.
That Garraway.
She was brilliant. And so there was some fantastic dancing at the weekend. This weekend's going to be really interesting because this is the first weekend it gets really serious. Because somebody goes home. So it's week 2, first elimination. And it all gets a bit serious then. People are starting to go, all right, hello.
I'm good friends with Chris McCausland, and Chris had talked to us about, very early on, about being asked to do this and the fact that, obviously, he doesn't know the show. It sounds like people are just commentating and critiquing music. I mean, and watching him with Diane was
I have to be honest with you.
Absolute joy.
I was blown away. And I know, listen, and I know he doesn't want to go, oh, I don't want to be judged differently from everybody else because I'm blind. Listen, you are, Chris, you are extraordinary. What you were able to, I thought they would, what I generally thought was they'd probably come out, she'd take hold, she'd grab hold of him tight, and they'd start dancing, and they're side by side,
Amazing.
she's upside down.
He's playing a guitar with a leg.
Playing the guitar with a leg. Just the most brilliant. And we won't go on about this. I mean, in fact, he's blind because I know he wouldn't want us to. But I have to take my hat off to him. He is extraordinary talent.
If you
so exciting to watch.
If you follow them on social media as well, the two of them keep doing these diaries, and it's absolutely hilarious because Chris talking about Diane, who talks a lot, and then what's coming up, and how stressed they all were. And all of them were so stressed last Saturday night. It's like the most nervous he's ever been. He said, I don't remember feeling nerves like that in my life. But actually, they're excited about this week. So the anticipation to do more.
And again, they'll get to the top of the stairs on Saturday night and it'll all come back. I know Paul Merson, I had a little brief word with Paul Merson when I arrived, and he said he hadn't felt like this since forever ago, when he was sort of rolling out for England or something like that. I mean, it is that situation because it is such an extraordinary moment in your life that you're going to walk out in front of millions of people, in front of the whole studio, doing an American Smooth or a cha-cha-cha or something. Brilliant. They are brilliant.
I think that's one of the reasons that people at home love it so much. Yes, they love the sparkle and the drama and you guys and the tan. But it is that moment, I think, that people really get invested in. And even 20 years later, it's still getting this huge audience.
We recast it every year, which is brilliant. So we get a whole new bunch of storylines. The audience, this is the most integral part of the show, I think, is that the audience vote. That makes it, that makes, there's an ownership of the ownership of the show by the audience. So they vote. And so now we have 5 judges, not 4, which is vitally important for the show. But also, it stayed true to itself. And there's a moment, what it's like making telly. A lot of it is stuff, but then there's a real moment of truth. Yeah. And that's the moment they go, and dancing the cha-cha-cha. Yeah. And they go like that. It's like anaesthetic for the legs. That's the moment. And we like, because we're like that at home, we love to watch that and see how they get on. And we just support them, all of them.
Well, we're looking forward to this weekend. It's lovely to see you. Good luck with the book.
A Dance for the King.
And the book tour.
Oh, hello. Quick word thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.